Are you ready to master the art of creating content that converts?
Hey, I'm Mia, a mum of two who went from being a burnt-out AMBO to six-figure content creator in less than a year, all while navigating a late ADHD diagnosis.
And I'm Kristen, also a mum of two and a former corporate branding queen turned entrepreneur. My dyslexic brain sees marketing very differently, and that's my superpower.
And together we're showing women like you how to master video marketing and create content that generates income.
Whether you're just starting out or ready to scale, we are breaking down everything from landing brand deals to building your own empire.
Welcome to I Am That Content Creator podcast, where we turn scroll-stopping content into serious income.
No filters, no fluff.
Just real strategies from two neurodivergent mums who get it. So let's turn your phone into a video marketing machine.
And let's go!
Let's go!
Guys, be professional, guys.
I'm going good. Okay, there's our intro done.
Let's go, Grant. Welcome to the I Am That Content Creator podcast. We're cutting through the noise to show exactly how to create scroll-stopping content, land premium brand deals, and build a thriving online business. No bullshit. Just proven strategies that can help you scale. I just had to emphasize bullshit. So if there's kids listening, I'm sorry, mums. I'm Kristen, the co-host of the podcast, and Mia is also here with me. And what up, Mia, basically?
What up? What up? We always do that when we're doing our Slack DMs. Like, are you kids around? Whoops, I just said cunt.
I know. Yeah, sometimes they're pretty loud. And I'm like, I really hope by now we're smart enough to know that it should not be played on the car speaker. It should only be in headphones, because we are going to drop cunts and fucks and stuff everywhere. So we probably should have put some kind of maybe at the start of this episode, I'll be like, just letting you know, there's a few words. If you're offended by that, we do apologize, but also that is just us. We're just rogue. We're wonderful. Fun-loving folks that like to drop a swear bomb. So today we want to revisit. Every year we do a word of the year. Now, if you haven't heard that podcast episode, if I remember, I'm going to drop it in the show notes and you can go and listen to it. Now, we do a word of the year because it's something that I have personally done for, 5 years or so. And then when Mia and I started the business together, I said to her we should do it, and we've done it, and they've been really good. But this year, I feel like Mia and I have absolutely used this word in the most powerful way possible. And we want to talk about it because even though it is only March, it feels like November, even though it's only March.
What the hell?
We've lived a life since January.
Fucking hell. So I suppose for those of you new to the podcast, apologies for the start. So welcome. Mia and myself, I'm a manifesting generator, and that means that I pivot quickly. My human design is meant to do a lot of things very well, all at once, very fast, skip the steps, just do the damn thing. Now that obviously sets me up for some incredible things, but can also be a cheeky little downfall. And Mia is a generator, and she just generates shit, and she can pump stuff out and focus and hyper-focus. And when we pivot, both of us have had the ability to pivot quickly, make fast decisions, hard decisions, and go for it. Never been a downfall and a failure, but what we have done with the word of the year, which this year was focus, and we said to ourselves when we decided this word, at any point we want to pivot, we need to say, okay, focus. Does this sit in our word of the year? Yes or no? And then that's going to bring us back. It's meant to be, your word of the year is meant to be an anchor to kind of pull you back. Yeah. And focus has been that, hasn't it, Mia?
We've said it a few times this year.
Yeah, there's even some of our Slack chats start with, okay, now I know this isn't focus, but I just wanted to get this out of my system. And then at the end, it's ended with, okay, so anyway, we're going to focus. We'll put that there for later.
I've built the whole thing, and it's just like, oh, Mia, stop building shit, focus. And if you're an entrepreneur, a lot of us have, the same kind of brain. We're problem solvers. We get excited. We want the dopamine hits. We've got a lot of stuff going on. And sometimes we focus on the wrong things and get distracted. And I have done that basically my whole entrepreneurial life. But having this word as focus has really reined it in. And it's almost like the universe has been dropping things on us to remind us to focus. Yeah. As hard and difficult and boring as our brains find this, it's where we're going to get success. And it's been dropping clues like anything.
And we wanted to talk about it on the podcast because even though it might not be your word of the year, what has come up for us are incredible lessons that we want to share with you, because you may see yourself in some of these lessons, or they may be moments that you just needed to hear today to be like, oh, that's me. Okay. So I suppose the first thing that we'll kind of talk about is Mia and I have built an incredible business, Hive Hub Collective, and we have incredible members that have come along with us. And what's been beautiful about it is we have been able to test a few things in this process. And we've had some incredible launches that have really outdone our expectations. We go, wow, that's amazing. And then we've gone and we've kind of pivoted, not completely, but a little bit. And then we've had dips and be like, why is that happening? I don't understand it. And now we've actually pulled back a bit and looked at the numbers. And if you are not looking at the numbers in your business, that is a problem. And so we'll kind of touch on the numbers that maybe you need to think about, or the numbers that you should be looking at, just so that you're aware of it. We're not going to go too deep and overwhelm you. This is more of a podcast episode that is a reminder to simplify things. It's a reminder to, if something is working, there is a reason why it's working. Double down on that, as boring as it may be if you're an entrepreneur with ADHD and manifesting generator, all the things. Find a way to make it fun, and that's kind of where we're at now. So I suppose, Mia, do you want to should we talk about where we've seen those spikes, where they've worked, maybe then where we took a little pivot, and now how we've come back to things?
Yeah, so it's been a bit of a pattern for us. We'll do a launch on a topic and do really well, and we're like, wow, it was great. And instead of repeating that exact same process and doing it again, we're like, oh, cool, what else can we do?
We hear like entrepreneurs and people that have had hugely successful businesses say, you do a launch, it's amazing. Then if you're going to tweak one thing, and they're like, fuck it, we'll tweak the whole goddamn thing.
That's going to be
then when it like doesn't dive bomb, but then when it's not successful, we're like, huh. And then you don't have the metrics to actually tell you why it wasn't successful or what you could tweak. So we, like Mia and I, if nothing else, we are transparent enough to let you know that we are in this for real, and we will tell you what works. Because those people that are telling you, like, if you just do this, you'll have like a $20,000 million launch, that's a crock of shit. Because you need a lot of things that are going to make those things work. So what we want to do today is just show you now how we're changing one thing, or how we're doubling down on one thing and allowing the rest of this beautiful, creative entrepreneurial process just sit over there for a minute, because right now we need to do this. So yeah, sorry, Mia, for interrupting you, but I just wanted to make that it's the small tweaks that seem so boring, but now we know they're so important.
Yeah. And I mean, it took us a little while to, not figure this out, but realize what was happening with us. We would do another launch, it'd go really well, and then we'd do something else and pivot and get, caught up in busy things or shiny objects. And then wonder why the sales dipped, and then, okay, well, we'll do another launch again and got great results. And then we're like, oh, that was really good. And then we'd do it again. We'd, pivot onto something else or get caught up in the busy work. And we started to realize, like, what we've been doing is working, and we just need to do it again and again and again. Rinse, repeat, refine, rinse, repeat, refine. And, instead of diluting yourself across lots of different projects, and maybe you've got a few different offers and things going on, instead of diluting that, just get really, really good at doing one thing and doing it over and over and over again. One platform, one funnel, one offer, one traffic source. Because at the end of the day, as an entrepreneur, your job is to get as many leads, potential leads, inside your funnel, because only a percentage of people are going to convert into customers. So therefore, your only job is to get more people inside that funnel. And if the funnel is leaky, then that's where you're refining it, because you're doing it again and again and you're patching up all the holes so the funnel isn't as leaky. And when you get sidetracked on something else, or you want to put another offer in your Stand store, or you want to start creating content about something else because you're bored, that's when it starts to get a bit diluted and your results aren't as, I was going to say, what's that word where it's just like concentrated, I guess, because you're diluting yourself and you're getting caught up in all these other things. And I've done it multiple times. But if I look back on my, last 3 years at least, when I have focused on one topic, on one platform, promoting one thing, that's where I've got a lot of my success.
And what we've kind of, I suppose, had to realize as well as implement is the fact that I think we were trying to, on the outside, change and pivot and help as many people as we could, instead of focusing on how we were getting the success with our members inside our community, how we were teaching them what was working. And then once they're in there, then we can explore and have fun and share and show what's possible once they're in there. Where from the, if you look at a funnel, if at the top of the funnel, I think what we were trying to do is be everything to everybody, which we know isn't the right thing to do. Like, this isn't our first rodeo, but we're also human design is built like it is, and we know what's possible. But what we need to do is get people into our community so that we can show them what's possible for them. And now that's what we now can see happening, is all of a sudden now it's attracting that person that we know we can help, that might have 4 or 5 different things that they need help with. But right now, we want to help you get paid for creating content so that you can then fund the business of your dreams, build the personal brand you want, not have to go back to work, retire. Like, our point and our passion and our purpose is to help women especially get paid for content so that they can either do that forever through what's called UGC and landing brand deals and just stick on that path and that becomes their business, or they go, amazing, I can get paid for that. I learn better content. I create better content. I've got a community around me and I can build a digital product that I absolutely fucking love and it's funded by potentially UGC. And now I can make my own ads because I've learned this skill set. And, that happens in the community. And I think that's where we got tripped up a little bit potentially. And that's what we want to share with you today is if you have one offer, like if we asked you right now, think of that one offer that you've got that is a transformation for somebody. I don't want you to think, oh, I've got that and that and that. Just one right now. And if you don't have it, that is okay. But if you've got 4, which Mia and I know well, and I'm the queen of it, I want you to think, yeah, I've got 4, but what's a huge transformation? What is a transformation? I know somebody, and you don't have to have helped everybody, but one person said to you, oh my God, that was so helpful. Because if somebody said that is helpful, that is a transformation. Double down on that, focus on that, and build on that. Build on the content around that to bring people into your community so that then once they're in there, then you get to take them on an incredible adventure with you. But you got to get that focus to create that conversion in the first place.
Yeah. And you got to meet your audience where they're at and take them on that journey. And, you might not have a community or a membership. It might just be a one-off course. But the whole idea is, getting people inside your world with one message, one problem that you're trying to solve. And down the track, you can help them. You can upsell. You can do a few different things, but nailing that one thing first. And, you might just be a UGC creator at this point, or focus on that. Don't worry about the Stand store. Don't worry about anything else. Your sole focus is to get really good at that. Really good at the content, really good at, finding these jobs. And until you've nailed that, until you're comfortable with that and you're ready to move to the next stage, then do it. Don't dilute yourself and get sidetracked and overwhelmed and all these shiny objects. Just focus on that one thing.
And it's also the busyness of it that gets you overwhelmed and looking at different places. Like, the continuous need to feed and fuel social media, I think, is what dilutes the focus in the first place, because especially if you're an entrepreneur that's just trying to find out where you fit and how to get people into my funnel, you're continuously testing new ideas, testing this, testing that, getting out there, trying this. Oh, maybe I'll do that. That didn't work in one reel, so I'll change it. Oh, that didn't work in, like, if you've got an offer that has worked for somebody, it's about doubling down on that message, understanding that ideal customer, understanding what they want, how you can help them, and bringing them into your world, usually through a freebie, something that's free that they can give you their email address. And then once they're in your world, that's when you can create content that is larger, content that is emails, a blog, a podcast, a voice note, or whatever it is that talks to them further, that takes them further down that funnel to the point where they may purchase from you, hopefully. So I think social media is that tricky one. It's such a beautiful, powerful, free tool, but it does dilute that focus in terms of, you're constantly thinking you've got to feed the beast, which you're constantly trying to be creative to feed it, which then kind of takes away your point and purpose of what you're actually trying to get people in for. Do you know what I mean?
And you overconsume and you see other people doing this and that and you go, oh, maybe I should do that, and getting all confused. Or maybe you're trying to be on too many platforms at once, especially in the beginning. Just focus on one, just one. And that's what I did, was just on TikTok,
Yeah.
My sales started to drop and I started to get overwhelmed, and all these shiny objects with starting a blog or trying to make the website perfect and all these different things, when it was taking away from the time that was actually making me money in the first place, which is creating content with the same message to the same person over and over and over and over again. And, you can build an audience, pay for an audience, or borrow an audience. Get good at one of those and stick to it for a long period of time before you start bringing in all these other things. And we're not saying do that one thing forever and that's all you can do. But when you do look at the big rigs who have been in this game for a very long time, they've got that one offer, they've got that one traffic source, and they've just been doing that for years and years and years and years.
And so do we want to just go over those 3 Bs, I think it was? Was it 3 Bs or was it 2 Bs in a different letter?
Well, you can build an audience. So that's...
Yeah, I was just going to say, let's talk people through that, because you may be now curious. And then I thought we could just touch on kind of how we're doing it to show people what we've decided to do and where this focus comes into it. But let's go on the whole build an audience. Like, what does that mean?
So for most people, this is where you're going to start. You're going to build an audience online. So this is organic social media. You're going to post content directed to your ideal customer, and you're going to get better and better and better at it. Refine it, refine your message, look at your analytics.
Choose one platform. I know we're the queens of it all, but again, one platform, and do it well, then repurpose. But I would just do one platform well, build there.
And that's what I did. Just TikTok. It was just TikTok, And
it will take time. Like, I think let's be really frank. Organic takes time. There's nothing wrong with that, but it does take time, and that is okay.
Yeah. And that's, I always say to people, don't start running ads until you've kind of mastered the organic content, because ads are very risky. And if your content isn't good, if the creative isn't good, you're going to lose a bunch of money.
Which is again why we have our free masterclass, the double dip method, because you can learn how to do this while you're getting paid from a brand that's also then going to show you how to do it organically or paid. So that's in the show notes. Go and get it, watch it, because that's how you're going to get paid, so that you can do this organic stuff slowly, because there is income coming in. You're not just building, you're also getting paid and you're learning.
Yeah. And so building that audience is going to take a bit of time. Or you can buy your audience, so paid ads. If you're already really good at content and you don't have an audience, maybe you might just jump into paid ads. It's a quicker way to sell your stuff, because you're paying money to get your stuff in front of people, and you can kind of sit back and you're not on that constant content hamster wheel. You've got an ad running, you're watching the numbers, you're getting really good at running paid ads. So that's how you can get another source of traffic. Or you can borrow an audience, which is, getting on other people's podcasts, or, having an affiliate program. So you're putting yourself in front of other people's audiences. Mm-hmm. And again, I would build an organic audience first before you start looking at that. Unless you're really good at getting on other people's podcasts or whatnot, or, you're really good at managing affiliates and that sort of thing. And I mean, for us, we sort of do all three, but we have, our main source at the moment is the organic content. I would say probably 60%. And then maybe it's 30% on our ads and then 10% for affiliates.
Yeah.
And so in the beginning, I would recommend building that organic audience first. And yes, it will take time. And that's why we teach our students UGC, because you get that cash flow coming in, your content's getting better, and your confidence is getting better as well.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing is, if those things are working, then, sometimes the biggest thing that stops us creating more content organically is because you're not seeing the return on your investment, the return on your time. You're not getting paid for it. You're in the 200 views jar, whatever that looks like, where that's, like Mia said, why we have UGC as part of our community is because if you can get paid by a brand to create content, you're learning how to create better content. You're getting paid for the content you're creating so that you can kind of take a little bit of a breather and be like, oh, okay, I can now work on building my course, building my digital product, whatever that looks like, whatever you're building, to kind of fund that for you so that you can have some more fun creating content organically anyway. And so, in terms of paid ads and things like that, we probably wouldn't recommend that unless you've got a product that's actually working. Like you've tried, you've tested, it's working. It might be a digital product, it might be a digital course, it might be something like that that's working. And so you can start running ads to that, or if it's a membership or something like that, but it's got to be a community or something that's working for you so that you are paying for the right leads, I suppose. And that comes again with time and things like that. But if you're in the boat that you're really looking at that organic content, then it's just about creating more of it and seeing what works, testing it, but sticking to one platform. So if TikTok isn't your thing, don't do TikTok. If Reels has been your thing and you've been on Instagram for a while, you're like, I get it, I understand, I'm comfortable there, stay there. Don't think you have to do something different because somebody told you to. Stick to the one that you enjoy, because if you enjoy it, you're going to do more of it, and that's the most important part.
Yeah. And once you get good at it, then you can bring in a podcast, then you can bring in some other things. I just want to touch on, you might be thinking, okay, I've got this course and it's not really selling that well, and I've got shiny object syndrome, and, you're telling me to focus, but then we're saying go and do some UGC. Well, that's not focusing. The main reason why we teach UGC and why we think it's amazing is because if you're trying to sell something or do something online and it is not working, it's 9 times out of 10, it's a content problem. And if you keep ignoring that and you keep throwing spaghetti at the wall and you've got no cash flow coming in, your confidence is low, your content's not converting, you need to do something about it. And UGC is that one thing that you can focus on for a little while. It doesn't have to be your main goal, your main, anything. But it's almost like that have your cake and eat it too type of thing, where you're fixing all the problems and getting paid for it so that when you are building your, dream business, you can focus on that solely, but you've learnt these skills that are just going to propel it forward.
For example, we've got Christina, who came into our world with her membership, and she came to us like, oh, could you guys help me? Like, I'm building a digital course and a membership. I really want to learn more. Yep. So she came into the community, loved being in the community, and then was like, what's this UGC? And her membership and course is around video editing, and she's incredible with video editing. And she was like, oh, what's this UGC? I'm like, you'd be amazing at UGC. Like, your editing skills are incredible. So she started doing UGC, and all of a sudden just kind of said to us, didn't know this was even a thing. Now she's got brands coming to her. She's had paid brand deals. She's started a podcast around UGC in the UK. Like, all these things came from that desire of wanting to bring more people into her community and build her course and things like that, and then discovered this. So she didn't lose focus, but she gained the ability to get paid so that she was then able to focus on building her membership, or at least getting paid so that when she's doing her membership, she's enjoying and loving speaking to those members and sharing it with them, but knowing there's an income coming into her family through UGC. So it's not losing focus at all. All it is giving you confidence, clarity, cash flow, all the things that are needed to stay in this online world, because it's a big place. And if you can stay here because you've got cash flow, you're going to build that confidence. Your content's going to get better. The things are going to be amazing. It's going to work.
And you're leveraging something that's going to help you in your business long term. If you've got to go to a 9 to 5 to fund your business, that's losing focus, because you're fucking spending 38 hours a week at a job when you could be, creating content and getting better at content at home and getting paid for that. And that's going to be, you can leverage that in any business. Doesn't matter what you're selling.
Yeah. So in terms of kind of where this conversation started around having the word of the year. So if you haven't got a word of the year and you're curious, go and listen to that podcast episode. You could start now. Or if you have got a word of the year and you feel like you're a bit detached from it, maybe revisit it, see what it means to you. But for us, we just wanted to share this lesson with you, because what we did do is saw the numbers moving and changing. Every time we had a win, we kind of did a bit of a pivot. We changed too many things in the process and we went, oh, we'll need to do this, this, this. And then we saw a decline. And then we went, hang on a minute, way back there, we'll go back there. Still with the same intention, still with the same kind of overall focus. We're at a stage where we've tightened the funnel so tight. We have 2 offers. One is a free masterclass, which you can come into at any time and watch it and understand what we're about. And one is a lower ticket UGC beginner course, like really beginner stuff where you can just get understanding, learning. And then if and when you need more support, the community is going to be there. And we have an open close. You can come into the community and find out more with us, but it's more about it's just all funneling to the same thing. So when we create content, it's going to the funnel. It's one thing. It's not, oh, we've got that freebie and that freebie and that freebie and that's on the stand store and that's over there and maybe we should promote that. It's before we were doing that, and it was still all kind of going to the same place, but it was too overwhelming. It was overwhelming for our affiliates. We could see that. We said to them, sorry guys, we fucked up. We've tightened the ship for you. And since we did that, they've now seen success, because they're like, oh, now I can just send my community to do this one thing. I'm like, oh, sorry, guys. We didn't mean to confuse you. So even that is exciting for us, because finally we're giving them what we always wanted to, but we just, we got overwhelmed, and we're the first to say, fuck, it happens. It's okay.
Yeah, and it's all learning, and it's a really big lesson on meeting your audience where they are at. Right.
Yeah.
Not getting too ahead of the game and talking about a million different things and overwhelming them. Meet them where they're at this point in time.
Yeah. Yeah. So that is our podcast for today. If you've got a word of the year, please let us know in the DMs what it is. And if you're having trouble and you've slipped away from, you want to come back to it, even better, we will help celebrate you on that one. Do we have a little love, don't love for today, Mia? By any chance?
Oh, okay. My love this week it's TikTok again. Oh my God. I love TikTok. This is stupid. It has diagnosed basically every single problem I have had with my body. I have never been able to burp, right? Just never been able to burp. I can't burp.
Okay. All right.
I was like, this is weird. Like, everyone can burp and I can't burp. It's weird. Saw a TikTok last night and she's like, I just figured out why I can't burp. It's called, I don't know what it's called. It's called RPCD or something. And I'm like, what? This is a condition? Deep dive into TikTok, into this, whatever it's called. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a condition where like something in your trachea is too tight, so you can't let air out. You can let air in, but it can't come back out. And you can get Botox injected into your neck.
Okay.
Cured. All these people are cured because you get so bloated and like you can't, release yourself. And a bit of Botox in the neck, they can burp. Relief, no bloating. And I'm like, there you go.
There you go. All right. So you're going to get Botox in your neck, or you're just going to fart more? I mean, what's it going to be?
I'll fart less if I get Botox in my neck.
What's
like,
it gonna be?
I've been a big drinker for most of my life and like get so fucking bloated. Like, could you imagine drinking a bottle of champagne and not being able to burp? Like, it's pretty fucking uncomfortable.
Okay. All right.
TikTok diagnosed me. I'm like, there you go. There you go.
Right.
So if you can't burp, I need to write down what the name is. It's some weird name, but it's an actual thing.
All right. Well, that's good to know. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
So I love TikTok again. Don't love not burping, I guess.
Nah, that's fair. That's fair. It's all our ailments. I love this because mine's going to be an ailment as well.
Our listeners just know too much about us.
All right. Come to our podcast, hear about our ailments. Jesus Christ.
Sounds like it's such an old word, my ailments.
I know. But you know, like, do you get that point when you hang around your folks and stuff like that, and you find that their chat just goes to like what pills they're on and what doctor's appointment they had this week? You're like, oh my God, that's happening for me. This is not okay.
It's funny, like you get to an age like my stepdad has had a few falls over the years.
Oh,
and like, you get to that point where you don't fall over, you have a fall.
Yeah, I didn't trip down the stairs. I had a fall today. So true.
Shit. What's your love this week?
My love this week is so I had a friend's 40th and it was just I just love dancing. Like I love dancing so much and
or dancing
because I'm from South Australia. We don't dance, we dance. And I don't water the plant, I water the plant. Get fucked.
You say plant and dance and get fucked.
I know, right? It's so wrong. And I say Lego, not Lego, it's Lego.
That's a weird one. That's a weird one.
Know, right? Welcome to SA, guys. So it is the dance floor. Like if there is music on, I will make, find, or create a dance floor. And that's just, and you won't get me off it. And it was funny, we came home that night and like we had some drinks and whatever, it was all fine. But I said to my husband, we're lying in bed, and I was like, just thank you for like accepting me. Like I'm a lot. And I just made it.
Watches you.
I know. He was like on the dance floor too. He's pretty good on that. But at one point he was getting tired because his feet hurt. And I was like, dude, you're wearing flat shoes. Like I only deals with one for a long time. That's probably my don't love. Anyway, and he's like sitting down, he's watching me and like just having a good time. But I was like, there's a lot of partners and husbands that'd be like, she's a bit embarrassing. She's a lot. And I was like, well, this guy's like, whatever. So I also love him for that. That's pretty good. So I don't really have a don't love other than I must admit the one thing that I don't love is sticking to the party theme. When I used to work at corporate and stuff like that, I used to wear a lot of high heels. Like I love a high heel that matches my outfit, like it's my jam. Dressing up, as we know, dress how you need to feel, it's my thing. And high heels now and we can't be friends. Like we're really, I didn't realize that it actually happens. Like you actually get to an age where it fucking hurts. And I wore boots and that was fine and they were high. But by the end of the night, like the next day, I was like, mate, you know when the balls of your feet feel like they're small? Ice packs. Shit.
Another ailment.
Another ailment. So fucked.
This is definitely a 40-plus podcast.
So when we have an event, guys, it's going to be flat shoes but sequins and dance floor.
Kitten heel, maybe. Gel in the sole.
Just wear your sneakers to the dance floor. Wear your Nikes. It's not
in Melbourne, they've actually got this. I think that it might be in Brisbane as well. There's a disco for millennials, and yeah, it
starts like early. Finishes at 10. Yes, they did one of them in Adelaide too, and I was like, okay, this is back out of dance.
Yeah. I think they got because I've got shit on tomorrow or something. I'm like, yeah.
Oh God! Welcome to the 40-plus podcast where we are living our best lives, ailments and all. Oh, we gotta go, guys. We need a nap.
Yeah, I'm gonna go research some HRT patches or something.
All right, see you later. See you next week.
Bye.
Shit podcast. There's so many good ones too.